Can you introduce yourself and talk a bit about your brand and its DNA?
So, well, my name is Estée, I'm 25, I'm from Paris. My brand is 1 year old, the name is UZA Swimwear. I quickly realized I did want career in fashion, however, I did have to do it differently because I didn't like the way things were done in the fashion industry. So I ended up taking several jobs as a creative director, as a project manager, and worked with the most amazing women in business for several years. And one night, out of curiosity, I discovered this new way of creating fabric that was totally certified, totally green, and also discovered at the same time made-to-order philosophy of launching an online business. And after that, under those terms, I quickly realized that I could actually launch a brand in my terms. And adding on to this, I did admire haute couture, but I did also at the same time want to dress a maximum of women. I want to see my garment being worn. And especially a bikini to me is related to joy, related to summer, related to you being vulnerable, sexy on the beach. It's all that's joyful in fashion. So this is why I started there.
Could you talk about the DNA of the brand?
So, since the brand is already one and a half, my DNA last year wasn't very present because first of all, I didn't have much time because I discovered that process of made to order approximately in December, January. So I had only several months to market my products. I also had a feeling that I had a solution to a problem people like me were having. It was basically finding fashionable and comfortable, durable swimwear at a good price that was totally and entirely green. So I just didn't really focus on the DNA. I just put my product out there and took a lot of pictures. So compared to last year, I'm full on solely on this project. And I actually hired my first employee, which is absolutely great. And the new vision for the brand is basically just me explaining why I'm doing this, and just because body perception has always been something that's very close to my heart. But what I really want to convey is that the more vulnerable we are together as a group of women, the stronger we can be. And to me it has a purpose because the more we stick together, the more we can make small women business grow and at the same time just look very sexy on the beach.
Could you explain the concept of made-to-order and the size availability?
Yeah, of course. So made-to-order process is when a customer hits checkout and gives her address of delivery. Basically, first produce her swimwear. So there's no stock. It will be produced exactly for that person. And we'll also calculate from the address given the distance and time of travel to not have too much travel for the bikini, less CO2 of course, and the better delivery time. And that's also what's allowing us to have such a big range of sizes. We have this from 2XS to 6XL. That's 11 sizes. It's a lot, and we could not have been proposing this body positive option if we were actually buying stock, because for a young brand it's impossible to buy that much stock. And yes, our delivery times are not Amazon Prime because it does take 7 days. But to me, who doesn't love to shop their bikini beforehand?
Could you talk about the manufacturing process?
Absolutely. In regular production in an atelier, what you do is that you print out your fabric and then cut out your pattern in your fabric and construct your bikini. The only problem with that is that you have a lot of fabric waste that will never be used because it's inked with something else. What we do here at UZA is that we use a sublimation technique that prints directly on the bikini and with non-toxic certified inks, which makes us basically lose absolutely no waste on our printed fabric.
How do you design your prints?
So I design all my prints by hand. It is the way of expressing myself. It's one of my favorite ways of just transmitting something. However, I'm very indecisive and I tend to get lost in many creative paths, so I do ask for some help on the decision process on what to produce or not with my family, my best friends, and also my executive assistant Sarah, who's there every step of the way.
How is your story connected to the brand's one?
As emotional as I am, basically any negative event of my life would literally have a physical impact on me. So it would show, it would change my body. I would go through different styles, weights, looks, and so it was constantly changing. I had experienced a lot of body types, eating disorders, but today I am very happy to say that I'm stronger than ever in this particular area of my personal life. I did overcome all those troubles, however, it is a work of maintenance, and I know that. It doesn't mean that sometimes I do not have like bad thoughts about my body or stuff like that. It is just for sure the best I've been in a very long time, and stable as well, because it's not a linear journey. It's really a work of maintenance. And this is also the reason why I want to offer those many sizes, just because I have had a lot of different sizes in my wardrobe for years, and I also just really want to help women feel sexy in their body, just help them through the journey that it is of being a woman.
Can you talk a little bit about what your style says about you?
I've had so many styles, it's literally crazy. We still laugh at some of the styling decisions I made with my friends today, for sure, just because I would say my mood is my style. So I experiment a lot with my wardrobe, and depending on the period of time, current relationship status, whatever, everything changes. And in addition to that, I've always loved to play with shapes. For example, when I was a kid, I was in boarding school and I had a uniform which I absolutely hated, and I would always wear it a different way every morning, and I would get sent home most of the time. But I did believe I was fashionable at the time, at least I thought I was. And that's also why I made a multifunctional product, just because to me you should be able to have fun and experiment with what you wear.
What is the biggest insecurity that you are currently aiming at overcoming or recently have overcome?
That's a hard one, but I'll answer honestly. I have recently accepted the fact that I'm not that deranged, that my body is changing, and what I hate to call having a winter body. I mean, everybody moves less and prefers pasta in winter compared to coconuts. So, and also I just understood that the body is just made to make you warmer during winter, so it just makes sense. Something that I had never grasped before, so now I just accept my winter skin tone and stuff like that. And this thought is coming to you from someone who has really been in a very strict diet culture for years and that has learned to stop. I've just simply realized that a weight goal is a number, and it's never going to be the weight you feel most comfortable in, especially if it's an inappropriate goal. At one point I had reached my goal by starving myself in many ways, and in the end I had reached that goal and I was the saddest I had ever been. So today, compared to that magic number, I think I'm approximately like 7 or 8 kilos more, and I've never felt more amazing. So that goal we all think of and that number is really just a delusion. And body acceptance isn't about attaining a goal. It's really about taking care of yourself every step of the way, every day, very thoroughly, and keeping that in mind.
When do you feel the most vulnerable?
Well, answering this interview for sure is really challenging. In the last few years, I've taken the habit of always telling people my story and not hiding my insecurities, which has really helped me through my acceptance process. However, doing it in front of the camera for the internet and people being able to just replay that video and hear it over and over again is really nerve-wracking. But I do personally believe that one of the best tools we have just to grow personally is vulnerability. So that's what I'm trying to do here today.
When do you feel the most beautiful?
Well, probably evidently actually, when I'm next to the sea. Just because I have a feeling that when I'm in contact with seawater every day, my body goes into like this thankful mode where I have better energy, better laughs, I sleep better, just everything kind of falls into place. So definitely when I'm next to the sea, especially the Mediterranean Sea.
Can you talk about presumptions that people have about you?
Well, I don't know about what people presume about me, but I know what I'm scared of people thinking. I'm scared about that people would have the presumption that they don't take my work seriously and they're just thinking like, oh, another blonde Parisian girl who's launching her brand. The thing is, with my brand, I'm really putting myself out there and trying to convey a message, and this is my first business. However, this is also the start of a lifelong path of trying to create businesses that find solution for women's needs. So that's what I'm really trying to do here with UZA, is answer to women's needs.
And now that you're talking about Parisian style, what do you think is the relationship between, or contrast between, your brand's ideal and the Parisian style?
Well, I'm a Parisian at heart. I've always lived here, but I have traveled a lot as well. So I've observed different beauty standards, and the French beauty standard is very specific, and it hasn't changed in a very long time. It's the tall, skinny girl who doesn't even eat but only smokes cigarettes, and that's very unattainable in my idea. So the Parisian idea of beauty has definitely played a role in creating this brand, just because I have seen also other bodies. We all know that this girl does not exist. The Parisian girl does not actually exist. She's just an idea. So it has played a huge part just to be very different from the brands you usually see, especially in the size range. However, I would say there's a little Parisian influence in maybe the way I design, just because I've been raised here.
How are you feeling right now?
Well, anxiety is finally dropping a little bit. I'm really very relieved to have had such an open conversation about body perception, body struggles. And it's like with everything in life, when something is not taboo, you just become more at peace with it. And this interview was structured to showcase my brand, and I'm so thankful for it, but I also do think it probably healed me a little bit in the process as well.
Thank you, Esther.